Yes, 11 and 12 was everything. Everything. Oh my God. I am so happy this show is finally on track. You know what I said last week when I was just like, oh, they're driving us crazy. Like, come on, come on. Maybe they heard us, right? Because we were all just like, come on, enough, enough. And 11 and 12, oh my gosh, they just jammed everything in there. So good. Let's discuss. Hello, good people. Thanks for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Ann. And on my channel, I review foreign shows. You know what I usually say, right? We travel around the world sitting on our couches. How fun is that? You never know which country we're gonna end up next. Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ann, and on my channel, I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review The King's Affection. I'm doing that every week, and today I'm back and I'm reviewing episode 11 and 12. Wow, I'm like, okay, I'm happy. Now I feel like we're back on track with this show. If you watched, obviously, 9 and 10, you saw that in 10, it ended with Ji-hoon's character leaving because he can't stay with her, so he left. And then obviously in 11, we see, he's trying to still be a physician. He's living his life. They're missing each other. Obviously, we saw that. And then obviously the crown prince is involved with her uncle's death. If you haven't watched, spoiler alert. And obviously she goes to confront him about the maid girl who died. And obviously when she found the evidence that it was him who did it, he knew it was over. But instead of reporting to him, all she asked was go and apologize at the gravesite of the maid. And let's just say, royal family class is up here and commoners are up here. How dare he stoop down here to apologize to a commoner, the low class. So apparently that depressed him so much, he took his own life. And when he did, he wrote his last will and testament and said the embarrassment of him being royal blood and being told to do that was really, he couldn't deal. I guess he couldn't live with his life. And obviously, the crown prince is chastised even by her grandma, who's the queen, who was like, we don't do that. We are royal blood. We never bow down to our subjects, right? Because that's how you keep that classism going on. And she was like, taking a life for no reason, just because we're royal blood doesn't make it a good enough reason. So let's just say, after that letter comes out, and we saw it was Hyun's brother who brings the issue to the palace and to the council people. And that's how they found out that it was the crown prince who forced him to apologize. And so they want her dethroned. And what I love, oh my gosh, another spoiler. I hope you've watched. If you haven't watched, you may want to leave, go watch, come back. We saw her dad seeing her wearing the shoes that Hyun gave her, which, by the way, 11, Hyun finally confesses to the crown prince, I've always known you were a girl and you are not the crown prince. I figured out it was the crown prince that died, obviously. And so he gives her the red shoes, and then her dad sees her. And at first I was like, oh no, this is the first time her dad is realizing, oh my God, that's the girl. But then we find out, spoiler alert, again, that he knew since the day his wife was dying. He overheard his wife telling the girl, you're my daughter. and I will always love you. And then that's when he put two and two together. And then when his wife is dying, the dying wish was, take care of the crown prince in whatever way you can. So this whole time he's being cold to her is because he also is dying with the struggle of, oh my God, when they find out she's a girl, she's dead. And he just couldn't have that attachment towards her. I just love their discussion there, where obviously she always wanted love from him. And then obviously he knew who she was. And it's like, didn't even know if she could even handle being a crown prince. And obviously she proved herself by, she could, ride a horse or do the bow and arrow thing. So clearly he was like, wow, she's really like keeping up with being with what they call men duties, if you will, for prince, right? But he always knew it was a girl. And I'm sorry, but I felt like it was almost loving that he's the one who approved her being dethroned. Because better to be dethroned and stay alive because they're blaming you for the death of your uncle, versus them finding out you are a girl and then you die, right? So to me, I felt like that was love. And then it's just crazy how he sends her away, and now the councilman also wants her back as crown prince. So they got two different people looking for her. One was sent by the king, always watch out for her, keep her safe. And then the other is like, no, I don't care that she was dethroned. We're gonna bring her back and make her king. Just because that councilman knows as long as she becomes king, he can always control the palace and the kingdom. And then the current king is like, I know that's why you want her as king. And that's why he's like, she needs to go. And it's like, leave her life. Because clearly the councilman in the palace does not know it's a girl. Because if he found out, he would be the first one to be killing her, right? So I love that the king was like, we're dethroning, you're getting out of there. I feel like that is a good solution to her living as a girl versus being found out and being killed. And you can tell me what you think. And then obviously, Ji-un figured it out and is following her. Once she gets dethroned, obviously he cares. He comes looking for her. And obviously we saw at episode 12, first of all, she is like, I need to tell you something, right? As we saw it ending, and she gets hurt. He's like, I gotta treat that because I think your fever is going up. And she has to derobe, and hence this. And she is like, well, now you know my secret. Ooh, it's getting good. I love it. So I'm looking forward to her now living as a girl and looking at her through the eyes of a girl. And then I'm also obviously interested to see how Ji-un responds, like, oh, this whole time you are a girl. Oh, I have a feeling it's about to get hot, 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 hot. But it would be interesting to also see, what happens now in the palace. I'm worried for her dad, like, what becomes of the palace because now she's being dethroned. And obviously we go up to episode 20. So I get the feeling she may have to probably disguise herself and go back and maybe help. Tell me what you think happens now. But right now I'm happy we're back on track. I feel like we're back on track on the storyline, because before I felt like they were just killing us too much with, they love each other. We get it. They love each other. But now I love that now the palace is involved and the king, and I'm just waiting to see how everything unfolds. But I loved episode 12 and 11. Tell me below what you thought. But I feel like the show has redeemed itself, and I'm excited to keep going, because I was getting a little tired, like, okay, how long? How much longer do you keep us stuck here? We need things to keep going. So I'm glad that the secret is out. The secret is out. I'm a girl, right? Anyway, if you love the video, give me a like. It does help to support my channel. Subscribe if you haven't. And please join me again next week as I review episode 13 and 14. Please let me know what you thought of episode 12 and 11. I still love the show. I think it's fantastic. And I'll see you again next week when I review the next 2 episodes. Deuces!